Viewer discretion is advised.
This is the story of time was how somebody thought I was down so bad that I'll let them suck my dick for money. This is story time to pay to play. Let's jump right into the video. Alright, so boom. So it's the year 2022. 2022 was such an interesting year for me because I had maybe like 4 or 5 jobs. The first time ever. I normally keep a job for years. This was the first time ever I had that many jobs ever, and all of them was in the 3-month span. So job 3 months, another job 3 months, another job 3 months. 2022, if you've been around for a long time, I told you I was talking briefly about 2022 before in the past and shit like that. 2022 was probably one of my worst years of my 20s. I'm 27. Type Unc, I will find you type shit. 2022 was such a crazy year. I sold my whole setup. Like I said, the whole job thing was like, had my mental just all over the place, and my mind like, we gonna talk more deeply about 2022 in some other video. But pertaining to this video, it was about the summertime and stuff like that. I live in the South. And it get very hot in the South. Very hot in the South and shit like that. I had just started a new job. And stuff like that. And what really didn't help was when you're in the motion of, get a new job, the funds are low. The funds are low and stuff like that. And I wasn't mobile at the time, so I Ubered and Lyfted up there. This was the most I ever paid for Uber and Lyft up to a job. It cost me almost like $20. It cost me almost like $35, $40 a day just to get up there. So one day I had the conclusion. I was like, look, we ain't got no money. You just bought the groceries. So boom, what we gonna do is we gonna go to work. We got enough money to get to work, but we ain't got no money to get home. What you gonna do? You gonna take a walk. Now, let me tell you about that walk. The walk from my house to work is about 4-hour walk. So let me explain. So let me tell you the problem with that. Like I said before, it is summertime, right? Boom, I'm in the South. The second problem is hot. Whoa, scorch. The third problem inserts itself is a fucking heat wave. Now, like, you may be asking, why didn't you ask nobody to send you some money to give you a ride, something like that? I did ask people. Everybody ain't had no money. Everybody broke. All right, so boom. So look, the day come and stuff like that, and I'm excited. Let me tell you, I'm not excited. What am I talking about? I'm not excited, but I have to mentally prepare for this walk. Cause like I said, 4-hour walk, 95-degree weather. So look, I'm like, all right, cool. I got my slides. I got my bag. I got my book bag. I took a bottle of water before I left, filled it up with ice. It's cool, right? That's all Gucci. I got my music. As long as my music is playing, everything is good. We high energy, right? So I'm like, cool. 5 minutes into the walk, I'm like, man, this ain't nothing. I got it, man. This ain't nothing. It's about to be a smooth 4 hours, man. We gonna be home before we know it. All right, so cool. 20 minutes go by. My back trenching. I'm still good energy. We still, we high. We sweating. We good. I take a swig of water. It ain't nothing type shit. You know what I'm saying? 45 minutes go by. I walk. That speed started to slow down a little bit. Come on, Roy. We gonna keep it moving. Right? All right, we ain't worried about it. So boom. 3 hours into the walk, I'm at the halfway point. I'm walking with a limp, my water hot. I got my t-shirt on over my head. And if you didn't notice, in the South, there's not a lot of sidewalks. I'm from Cleveland, Ohio. I'm from up north. I'm used to sidewalks. There's not a lot of sidewalks. I'm walking on the side of the road. I got pebbles in my foot. I got pebbles in my slides. To get over the hardest part of the walk, to get over the hump, I had to walk across this freeway. I had to walk across this freeway, which is relatively not that hard because it is a very narrow sidewalk. So all I had to do is walk that path and just don't end up like the frog on Frogger and get splat. But at this point, I'm hot. I'm done. I'm scorching. I'm beaming. Like literally, my skin is boiling, bro. But I'm halfway as I'm about to make my walk towards the freeway. I heard somebody pull up on me. And it was like, hey, you need a ride? And I'm like, mind you, I come from a place, my mom, my dad always told me, man, don't jump in no car with strangers. Don't jump in no car with strangers. He's right, because you jump in a car with strangers, you're done, you're gone. You're never gonna be seen again. You know what I'm saying? So, and plus, I'm an adult. Abduction, that shit happens for real. So, like I said, I was so done, bro. I asked him which way was he going. He said, I'm going down the road. That's where I'm going. So, and my mind is telling me no, but my body started walking towards the car because my body was done. So I'm like, shit, all right, shit, let's just go. Let's just pray to God. I hop in the car. I got my hand on the handle just in case I need to jump out and roll on some James Bond type shit or some Tom Cruise type shit. You feel me? So, you know, I'm riding down the street. He was real about that. He did not lie about going the same way I was going. For the story, said we gonna call him Jerry. Jerry was, you know, riding around, asked me, you know, why was I walking, how far did I walk and stuff like that. And I told him and stuff like that. You know, I didn't have no money to get back home. I walked for about 3 hours type shit. And now we in the car. He trying to chop it up and talk. And at this point, I'm sitting. I'm in the passenger seat, and he just talking. And I'm just like, man, back on, I'm like, man, I'm never gonna see you again. So look, I'm just talking and stuff like that. He asked me where I'm from, trying to get to know my life, and I'm just like, yeah. I'm from Cleveland, Ohio. Why the woo woo blase. Life been fucked up. I sold my camera and all this shit. I'm trying to get right type shit. I'm not even paying attention when he's saying. Like, I'm answering him, I'm talking to him, and I ain't barely paying attention. He pull up to my house. He pull up to my house. He's real faithful about what he said, which is very true. Which is great. Like I said, we was in there chatting and stuff like that. I'm talking about myself a little bit. He said, you know, you seem like a cool guy. You seem like a cool guy. You like to bowl? I'm like, hell yeah, I like to bowl. He was like, you know what? I go bowling on you know, during on certain days on a certain day on the week and stuff like that. Me and you should go. And I'm just like, I'm like, man, I ain't never gonna see you again after this shit. I'm like, yeah, whatever, cool, we can do it. He gave me his phone number. He told me I don't never give people my phone number. I'm a real secret of God type shit. So I'm just like, how about the car? I told him we can go Sunday. Like I said, I never expected to see this man again. So I just said, man, we can go out Sunday. I don't give a fuck type shit. I'm just like, man, he just talking shit. Cause sometimes I understand some people just be talking to talk sometimes. I understand that. Sunday come, you know, it's the evening time, you know, and I'm walking around cleaning the house, doing what I need to do. And you know what? I hear a knock on my door. I hear a knock again. I'm like, who the hell knocking at my door? I look through my peephole. I look at that motherfucker. It's like, this old white dude. I'm like, he said, it's Jerry. I open on my door, step 1 foot outside, close that door behind me, because you can't have people looking inside your house. What's up, Jerry? How you doing? What you doing here? He said, it's Sunday. You told me we was gonna go bowling. I'm like, dang. You showed up for real. I wasn't expecting you to show up. I told him straight to his face, I didn't think you was gonna show up for real. So I ain't even prepared. I didn't even prepare to, what's the name? He was like, yeah, I'm here. You know, I'm here. I'm a man of my word. And I was like, dang. That's crazy, mud. And that's when he was like, shoot, what you doing right now? Can we go? I'm like, I'm a little occupied right now. I ain't gonna lie to you. I'm busy right now. How about we reschedule for a weekday? Like Wednesday. He like, all right, we can do Wednesday. He asked me like, you gonna be ready? Yeah, I'm gonna be ready this time. I see you a man of your word. I like to hold people accountable to their word, because your word is worth more than $1. You know what I'm saying? So now, even with that being said, I told this man all this and that though. I could easily send one of them takes. I'm sick. I gotta work. I can't make it. You know, I ain't really feeling no more. I was thinking, cause Monday and Tuesday, I really was thinking like, you don't know this person. You don't know this person for real. You want to hop in this car and y'all go bowling and stuff like that. You never really know. And I'm not big on trusting people and stuff like that. I'm really not. I'm really not big on trusting people. So it's almost like, why would I go bowling with a stranger and stuff like that? That's kind of crazy. That go completely against everything you've been taught, you've been learned and stuff like that. So, you know, it's just crazy. So Tuesday came around, I thought about it some more, and I had a thought to myself. You really like bowling and it's free. Why not? Alright, so boom, you know, Jerry come, me and Jerry, we head to the bowling alley, you know, we head to the bowling alley and stuff like that, and now this is where kind of things start to get crazy a little bit. Jerry is, he's a interesting guy, to say the least. One thing I forgot to mention on the first ride when he picked me up the first time and stuff like that, you know, Jerry was telling me about, you know, his things that he like and things that he don't like and stuff like that. Like I said, one of the few things I didn't really pay attention to, because like I said, I didn't really care because I never thought I was gonna see dude again. He told me, you know, he told me he like guys. He told me he like guys and girls. I'm like, all right, Jerry, that's cool. I ain't got no problem with that's your life. That's your life. That's how you live. Okay, that's cool. I ain't never really did dabble that. I know what I like. I'm like, all right, cool, whatever. He do be riding around, and you know, he popped a weird question. He was like, I know you young, and stuff like that. You know, have you ever thought of you know, a lot of young people experiment? And I cut him off right there. Cause I was like, I know exactly where it's going. I was like, nah, Jerry, I never experienced. I like women. I know what I like. So I'm like, so he's like, all right, cool. We get to the bowling alley, right? He buy drinks. He paid for everything. He paid for everything type shit. Bowling, just chopping and shit. Now I'm actually paying attention to like things that he say and like who he is. And as we bowling, we played like one game. So this how it was. I'll bowl first, and then it'll be his turn. So I'll roll. Roll. Strike. So I walk back. Jerry asked me, so where you from? I'm like, man, I'm from Cleveland, Ohio. I've been down here for a cool little minute now. He go bowl. Like, all right, cool. I'm like, ask him, so where you been? I'm like, and we keep doing this about like 2 or 3 times. I say about like the fourth set or whatever. Man. I'll go bowl. Spare. Yeah. I walk back. We having all type of little orgies and stuff like that at the crib. Huh? What you talking about? Jerry roll. Wow. Come back. I'm like, what you talking about? You having what at the crib? He's like, yeah. Me and my you know, if you having all at the crib and all like that, sometimes it be girl on girl, guy on guy. I'm like, that's crazy. Roll. Knocked down 5. I walked back. Jerry was like, man, yeah. Sometimes my roommate, you know, he'll leave. He don't really get involved like that, but we'll set up a camera or something in the living room. We'll, you know, get it going and stuff like that. You know, one guy be on me. Sometimes once we finish, we go knock off we go get the girl. I'm like, this is the first time I've ever been around anybody like this. I've never, like, this is the type of shit that I hear on movies and just like and shit like that. I never would expect this shit in real fucking life ever. You know, and you know, he just keep going back and just saying crazy stuff, crazy young and stuff like that. You know, and we knew this girl, she'll come top me and my homeboy off and stuff like that behind our house. Like, interesting, Jerry. That's interesting. It's your turn though. Go ahead and bowl. Type. Yeah. Let's hurry. Yeah. Let's keep going. I should have picked up on this. a little bit because like he was like, I know you're not, you know, into guys and stuff like that. I know you're not interested in guys and shit like that. But if you ever want to get in, you know, you always hit my line. You know, we can get in. I'm like, no. That's okay, Jerry. Jerry probably hitting like wrinkled up old like crackheads. Ain't got nothing but it ain't got no T's but G's. I'm cool, bro. I'm cool, bro. I don't want nothing that, bro. I'm cool, bro. I don't want none of that, bro. It's all good. That's my number one thing I kept saying. Now I'm good. You live your life how you live your life, and I don't judge. I said that was my number one thing I kept emphasizing. He was like, all right, man, that's cool, but you ever want to come over, have some beers and shit, though, we can do that. I ain't gonna lie to you. Hell no, I'm not gonna go over. Number one, I don't drink beer. Number 2, I'm not going over no stranger house that I just met. Oh, you crazy. I'm not doing that. And then that's when he was like, you know, if you do come over there, you know, we have to emphasize and stuff like that, because sometimes, like, if people see me and you out in public, I wouldn't want them to get the idea. What you mean, Jerry? Because we out in public right now. What you talking about? Wrong idea. Like what? What you talking about? He was like, yeah. Sometimes you know, sometimes they be nosy because I don't really tell them my business and stuff like that. They see me and you together, they might think me and you know, they might think, you know, you're crazy. And me and you ain't nothing. That's why I ain't never going over to your crib. We ain't never. Hell no. If you would have told me this previously, I would have told you I wouldn't want to come out bowling with you, because that ain't bro. That's when he was like, you know what? I'm glad you seem like a cool guy. I'm glad we could just be friends. I was like, yeah. Me and you, just friends type. Be just, you know. And the game was over. I whooped Jerry little ass type shit. He over chatting his mouth off. I'm just trying to throw me off my game. Yeah, me and my homeboy, we were getting a dick suck at 6. Strike. I had an orgy at the crib with 2 dudes and 3 girls. Strike. Jerry, he take me home and stuff like that, and you know, and we pull up to my house and we just sitting outside in the car, just chopping it up for like a good 10 minutes, you know. And I really don't know what it is. I got this effect on people. I get to talking and people get real comfortable. Man, listen to me. Things about to get crazy. Like I said, me and Jerry, we sitting in the car chopping it up and stuff like that, and then he bring it up again. I know that you're not interested in guys and stuff like that, and I respect your decision and stuff like that. But like, you know, I was your age too as well, and I was just thinking I'll cut him off again. Jerry. Now this time I was dead ass because I got tired of hearing this shit. I respect your life. You live your life how you live it and stuff like that. I'm not gonna judge you. Everybody live their own life, you know, because I do feel like people feel like try to be real judgmental, try to tell people how they live. Like, I don't care what people do. Like, if you want to sleep with a tree, you can sleep with a tree. You want to sleep with I want to say something crazy. You want to sleep with dudes, you want to sleep with girls. I don't care about none of that, bro. I really don't care because it ain't me. I'm not the one doing it, so I don't care. I was like, bro, yeah, no, I don't care about it. And just, you know, you seem like a cool person and stuff like that. That's more I care about. I'm not gonna judge you about what you do and stuff like that. You know, he was like, you know what, this was so cool. I used to do this with somebody else I used to know and stuff like that. You know, cool guy. I was like, Jerry, what happened? I was like, what happened to dude? He was like, man, he was struggling for cash, you know, real down bad and stuff like that. He needed money. You know, he was like in and out of strip clubs and stuff like that. And I'm like, I'm kind of seeing where the conversation is going a little bit. So I was like, dang, you ain't never like, head out to different clubs and stuff like different like rainbow clubs and stuff like that to see like, if you could find somebody else like him, because like everybody got their own type and stuff like that. So I'm just like, you ain't never want to go out like try to find, you know, somebody else, you know, you can kick it with, you know, or just to bring home and stuff like that, you know, like that. You know what I'm saying? He was like, nah, I don't really like to do it because they are like clubs, them type of clubs gonna be different. The cops will be in there and stuff like that. It's just so police now. I'm like, that's for safety, Jerry. But I get it though. I don't get it. I'm just saying whatever. I'm just hearing them talk about these little stories and I'm just like, all right, cool, yeah. And that's when he was like, you know, I would like pleasure him and he'll pleasure me. And it got to the point to where I didn't want pleasure no more. I just wanted to pleasure him. And the guy was so down bad. He was in a hardships for money and stuff like that. I would pay him so I can pleasure him. He was like, yeah, I would pay him the pleasure, and I call this thing for pay to play. And you know, it worked out for a little bit of time. He was able to get his situation together and stuff like that. And I'm like, all right, cool, you know what? You know, I was like, all right, cool, that's good. He got his situation together. And I was like, what happened to him? He was like, yeah, he had moved out to the A. And I don't really talk to him. I don't really hear from him no more and stuff like that. And that's kind of when I was like, dang, Jerry, so what's your type, man? Kind of like tall, slender, like twist, like a little bit like twist and stuff like that. I'm thinking in my head, I'm like, nigga, that sound like you. Sitting in the car, I'm like, am I Jerry type? Nah. I know Jerry wouldn't. Nah. And this is when it kind of clicked. He was like, yeah, I wish I could find somebody like that. And I was like, and that's when it kind of started. I started to get the message. And I was like, on the defense, I was like, yeah, maybe you find somebody soon. And he said, I hope so. I swear on everything, bro. The tension in the car, like, you ever heard it saying like, it's so much tension you can damn near cut it with a knife? Man, there was so much tension in that car, bro. You need a jackhammer to cut through that shit, bro. My chest started to feel heavy with how much tension and shit, though. And what's even more crazy after that, I don't even remember what I said. I think I said some type of joke. It wasn't that fucking funny though. But I said a joke. Jerry leaned back, quick feel on my thigh. I'm like, what the fuck? I jumped, put my hand on the handle. I'm put my hand on the handle, bruh. I'm like, what the fuck? And I know one of those. Those are like, I know one of those. I know one of those. That's like, it's like when females like you and shit like that, and they trying to get like real touchy and break the touching barrier and shit like that to see how far they can go with stuff and shit like that. Nigga, listen, I'm funny, but nigga, I ain't that fucking funny. The fuck, like, bro, when he did that shit, bro, I got the picture. I got the message. I got the message real clear. Oh no, like I literally felt sick. I really felt sick, bro. I was, oh no, Jerry likes me. Ugh. No. This is not that. I like women. No, Jerry. No means no. Oh, so now I'm just like, well, this shit is over with. Can't talk. We can't be. I don't even want to go bowling with you. I don't give a fuck how much you paying. When he after that, bro, I was like, yeah, it's time to get out the car. I told Jerry, I was like, look, man, I gotta get ready to go to work. Get ready for bed and work. He was like, how you gonna get there? I'm like, I don't know. I was gonna ask around and stuff like that and see somebody. He was like, man, look, if you need a ride, just let me know, because I go out that same way. I think it's funny, me and you go out the same place, ain't it, Jerry? Same route, same everything. That's kind of funny. But all right, cool. I'm like, yeah. I'll text you and let you know. I walk in my house. Literally, when I walked through my door, I literally did this. I literally took the biggest breath of air, because that last 3 minutes in that car, everything was up here, bro. Everything was in my chest, bro. I came in here and I sat down and I'm just like thinking to myself, I'm like, man, Roy, it's almost the first of the month. You need to go to work. You need to go to work to make that money. You got bills to pay, you got people looking on you, looking up to you, bro. You got a lot of stuff you need to do, man. You're independent. You don't really got nobody to, ain't too many people you can count on to spot you like hundreds of dollars, like $100 or something like that, bro, on short notice, bro. What I ended up doing, and sometimes I did one thing which was kind of foolish looking at it now, but at the time it was different. I swallowed my pride. I put on my phone on my pocket and texted Jerry and was like, yeah, I'm gonna need a ride to work. This motherfucker instantly texted me back like he was waiting on me. It was like, I'll be there in the morning. So I went to bed, got ready for tomorrow. And now what happened next after that, man, is this shit. Oh man, what happened next after that is this.